Alex had always lived a quiet life. He worked from home, rarely went out, and his neighbors were mostly strangers he nodded to politely. That was until the alien moved in next door. No one really knew why the alien came to Earth. He was tall, slender, with pale green skin that shimmered slightly under the sunlight. His golden eyes were striking, almost too bright to look at directly, and his hair, if it could be called that, seemed to move like liquid gold. People whispered, stared, and sometimes crossed the street to avoid him. But Alex, instead of fear, felt curiosity. Something about the alien's calm presence was strangely comforting, almost human in a way he couldn't explain. The first real sign of the alien's presence came one morning when Alex was getting his mail. He noticed smoke curling from the alien's kitchen window. It smelled different, warm and sweet, yet spicy, a scent Alex didn't recognize but couldn't forget. It lingered in his mind all day. The next day, a small tray appeared on Alex's doorstep. Carefully arranged, steaming slightly, with a note written in perfect English. For you. Eat before it gets cold. Alex hesitated. He had never eaten anything left by a stranger before. His heart raced with a mix of fear and excitement. But hunger won. He picked up the tray and took a bite. The taste exploded in his mouth. It was unlike anything he had ever eaten. Flavors he didn't know existed blended perfectly, comforting and thrilling at the same time. Alex closed his eyes, savoring each bite, wondering who could make something so incredible. Days passed, and the lunches continued. Every morning, Alex found a new tray waiting for him. Sometimes it was a simple stew, sometimes delicate pastries that seemed to glow faintly. Every meal was different, yet every meal carried the same care, the same feeling that someone thought about him while cooking. Curiosity gnawed at Alex. He wanted to meet the alien, to understand why he did this. One afternoon, he gathered the courage to knock on the alien's door. The door opened slowly, revealing the alien standing tall, golden eyes blinking in quiet surprise. He didn't speak at first. He just studied Alex with an expression that seemed almost gentle. I wanted to thank you, Alex said, voice trembling. For the lunches. The alien tilted his head, a strange, melodic sound escaping his throat. Then he smiled, revealing sharp but elegant teeth. You like my cooking? He asked softly. Alex nodded, words failing him. Yes, it's amazing. Something shifted then. The alien stepped aside, inviting Alex in. The kitchen was nothing like Alex expected. Strange utensils, glowing ingredients, and an aroma that made his stomach growl. They sat together, sharing the meal that had brought them closer without a single word before. As they ate, Alex realized he wasn't just curious anymore. He felt drawn to the alien. The way he moved, the quiet confidence, the tiny smiles when Alex praised the food. It all made Alex's chest ache in a way he couldn't name. For the first time in a long while, he felt alive, like something extraordinary had entered his ordinary life. And so began a routine neither of them expected. Every day, Alex would look forward to the tray of food, to the small moments spent with the alien. Even though he didn't know his name or where he came from, Alex felt a strange sense of connection. In a world where fear often divided humans from the unknown, Alex found something rare, a spark of trust, a hint of friendship, and perhaps, unknowingly, the first steps toward something deeper. Little did he know, the alien next door wasn't just a neighbor. He was about to change Alex's life in ways no human could have imagined. After that first visit, Alex couldn't stop thinking about the alien. Every morning, he found himself glancing at the neighbor's window, hoping to catch a glimpse of him. The strange green skin, the golden eyes, the way he moved so gracefully, it all lingered in Alex's mind. There was something about him that felt familiar, as if he had always been meant to be in Alex's life. One afternoon, Alex decided to take another step. He knocked on the alien's door again, heart pounding. The door opened slowly and the alien's golden eyes met his. For a moment, silence stretched between them, but this time it didn't feel awkward. It felt like a bridge waiting to be crossed. I was wondering, Alex began, hesitating, if you'd like to eat together again, just like last time. The alien tilted his head slightly, a soft glow emanating from his skin, and a small smile appeared. I thought you might come, he said, his voice gentle, musical, comforting. Sit, eat with me. Inside, the alien's kitchen smelled of spices Alex couldn't name, yet the aroma was warm, welcoming. They sat side by side, sharing another meal. This time, words flowed more easily. Alex learned that the alien loved to cook because it made him feel connected. Humans, he said, were fascinating. They created beauty in small ways, even in something as simple as a meal. Alex laughed. "I never thought I'd be fascinated by lunch," he admitted, smiling. The alien tilted his head again, his eyes shimmering. Not lunch. Connection. Alex's chest tightened at the word. Connection. That was exactly what he felt. Every day, every small gesture, every meal left at his doorstep. It was all part of a silent conversation between them. And now, speaking together, he felt the bond grow stronger. As days passed, Alex found himself opening up in ways he hadn't with anyone before. He shared stories of his childhood, of lonely evenings spent reading or walking in the park. The alien listened, truly listened, nodding occasionally, his eyes reflecting understanding and a strange kind of warmth. One evening, after sharing a particularly rich meal of glowing alien stew and spiced bread, Alex looked at the alien and realized something shocking. He didn't just like him, he cared about him. Deeply. More than he had ever cared about anyone. And it scared him. Humans had warned him about trusting the unknown, about fear of difference. But fear didn't matter anymore. I like you," Alex said quietly, unsure how the alien would react. His stomach twisted with anxiety. The alien's golden eyes widened slightly, and for a heartbeat, Alex feared he had gone too far. But then the alien smiled, a slow, gentle smile, and reached across the table to lightly touch Alex's hand. "I like you too," he replied, voice barely above a whisper. "More than I expected." Alex felt a warmth spread through him. It was the first time in his life someone had said they liked him, truly liked him, without conditions or judgment. And the fact that it was the alien, someone so different, so extraordinary, made it even more overwhelming. From that day on, the lunches weren't just meals. They were moments of shared laughter, of mutual understanding, of silent comfort when words were not enough. Alex began looking forward to every knock on the door, every tray of food, every shared smile. And yet, a small voice in his mind whispered doubts. Could love between a human and an alien really work? Could the world accept it? Could he? But those doubts faded when he looked at the golden eyes across the table and saw someone who cared, someone who understood, someone who had chosen him. In that kitchen, with the aroma of alien spices in the air, Alex realized that connection wasn't about fear or rules, it was about hearts meeting. Against all odds, little did Alex know this bond, born from small gestures and daily meals, was about to face challenges neither of them could have imagined. But for now, in this quiet moment with laughter and shared stories, the world felt full of hope and the impossible felt possible. Life was changing and Alex felt it in every heartbeat. The alien next door had become more than a neighbor, more than a friend. He had become a part of Alex's world in ways he couldn't explain. Yet, along with the joy, a quiet unease began to grow. Humans, Alex knew, were not always kind to what they didn't understand. He had overheard neighbors whispering, seen their skeptical glances, even noticed the judgment in the eyes of a few so-called friends. Some people had stopped speaking to him entirely. It wasn't hate exactly, it was fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of what Alex had come to love. At first, he tried to push it away. The warmth he felt around the alien was too strong to ignore. The golden eyes, the careful gestures, the way he seemed to anticipate Alex's thoughts. It all felt natural, right? Undeniable. Yet doubt lingered in the corners of his mind. Could this connection survive in a world that was so unkind to difference? One evening, Alex found himself pacing in his small apartment, hands trembling slightly. "What am I doing?" he muttered to himself. "How can I love someone who isn't even human? People will never understand." His mind raced with all the warnings he had grown up with. Humans feared what they didn't know. Humans punished what they didn't understand. And yet every memory of the alien, the lunches, the smiles, the gentle hand on his, pulled Alex back to a single truth. He couldn't imagine life without him. Meanwhile, the alien seemed to sense the conflict before Alex even spoke it. One late afternoon, while sharing a quiet meal on the porch, the alien's golden eyes softened as he looked at Alex. "You worry," he said gently, voice calm but full of concern. "You fear what others think. You fear losing me." Alex swallowed hard. "It's not just that," he admitted. I don't know if people will ever accept us. I don't know if I should—" His voice faltered. "I shouldn't feel this way, maybe." The alien reached out, lightly taking Alex's hand. "Your feelings are yours. They are real. Do not hide them for the fear of others." The words cut deep, but they also felt like a lifeline. Alex realized that love, if it was real, required courage. Courage to face the unknown. Courage to face judgment. Courage to face himself. Days turned into nights, and Alex felt the weight of his emotions pressing harder. Every glance at the alien brought warmth and happiness, but also a sting of fear. What if the world forced them apart? What if he lost the only being who truly understood him? One evening, while the alien was preparing dinner, Alex lingered near the doorway, watching. The alien hummed softly, moving with grace, chopping ingredients with care, completely unaware of the turmoil in Alex's mind. Watching him, Alex felt a pang of longing so intense it almost brought him to tears. "I can't lose this," Alex whispered, voice trembling. "I can't lose him, no matter what." The alien turned, sensing the emotion, and for a moment they just looked at each other. Two beings from different worlds, connected by something far stronger than fear or logic. In those golden eyes, Alex saw not just understanding, but unwavering loyalty and something else. Hope. It was a fragile hope. Fragile enough to be broken by a single word or glance from the outside world. But in that moment, Alex made a silent promise he would fight for this connection. Fight for this bond. Fight for the love that had slowly become the center of his life. As the sun set and the alien placed the steaming food on the table, Alex finally smiled, letting the fear and doubt retreat for a little while. He didn't know what challenges awaited them, but he knew one thing. His heart had chosen, and it would not turn back. Love, he realized, was always worth the risk, even when it defied the world. The days that followed were quieter than usual. Alex could feel the tension in his own heart. He had spent nights wrestling with fear, wondering if he could truly love someone so different and if the world would ever understand. But every morning, there was the alien next door, quietly preparing meals, always with a small, warm smile that made Alex's chest ache with longing. Then, one morning, everything changed. Alex had returned from work, exhausted and distracted, expecting the usual tray of food on his doorstep. But instead he found the alien waiting there, standing tall with something small and glowing in his hands. His golden eyes seemed to shimmer brighter than ever, and Alex immediately sensed that this was no ordinary day. "Alex," the alien said, voice soft yet trembling slightly, "I have something to ask you." Alex's heart skipped a beat. He tried to speak, tried to mask his excitement, but words failed him. He just nodded, stepping closer. The alien held out the small object. It was a ring, not like anything Alex had seen before. It glowed with a soft light, almost alive, and seemed to pulse gently in Alex's hand. I want you to be with me," the alien continued, taking a deep breath. "Always, forever, will you marry me?" Alex froze, staring at the glowing ring, at the alien, at the golden eyes that held so much hope and vulnerability. His mind raced. Marry an alien? It sounded impossible, unbelievable, even dangerous. But as he looked closer, he saw the truth in those eyes. Love that transcended worlds, love that was honest, love that had chosen him. Tears welled up in Alex's eyes. He couldn't speak at first. His chest ached with a mix of fear, joy, and overwhelming emotion. Every doubt, every fear of judgment, every whispered warning he had heard all seemed to vanish in that moment. "Yes," he finally whispered, voice trembling but steady. "Yes, I will." The alien's face lit up, a radiant smile breaking across features that seemed otherworldly yet somehow utterly human in its warmth. He stepped forward, gently taking Alex's hands in his, holding them as if never wanting to let go. "I will care for you," he said softly. "I will protect you. I will love you beyond worlds, beyond time." Alex's tears fell freely now, but they were tears of relief, of happiness, of a heart finally finding its home. He leaned forward, resting his forehead against the alien's, feeling the soft warmth of his skin, the faint pulse of life that somehow mirrored his own. For a long moment, they stayed like that, two beings from completely different worlds, bound together by a connection that nothing could sever. The glow from the ring bathed them in soft light, almost as if the universe itself had paused to witness this promise. And in that moment, Alex realized something profound. Love wasn't about logic or appearances. It wasn't about approval from others. It wasn't about whether it made sense to anyone else. Love was about choice, courage, and trust, and he had chosen with all his heart. The alien finally broke the embrace, smiling gently, and Alex could see a flicker of relief and joy in his eyes. "Then our journey begins," the alien said, voice barely above a whisper but full of certainty. Alex nodded, smiling through his tears. Yes, together. From that day on, life felt different. Every glance, every touch, every shared meal carried the weight of a promise. They had crossed a threshold, leaving fear behind and stepping into something extraordinary, something that neither human nor alien could fully understand. Yet both could feel deeply. The world outside might not understand, might not accept them, but in each other, they had found something far greater, a love strong enough to defy worlds. And as they stood together, hand in hand, with the sun casting golden light across the quiet street, Alex realized that this was only the beginning, and that no challenge, no judgment, could ever break the bond they had forged that day. The proposal changed everything, but it also made the world outside their little bubble feel sharper, colder. Word spread quickly in the small neighborhood. An alien proposing marriage to a human wasn't something people could ignore. Some neighbors stared openly, their whispers cutting through Alex's mind like icy wind. Friends he had once trusted began asking questions he didn't want to answer. "Are you serious?" one friend had asked, voice filled with disbelief. "You, with him? People will never accept it. You're risking everything," Alex had wanted to shout, to defend the love that had changed his life, but he stayed silent. Because deep down he already knew. He didn't care about fear, judgment, or rejection anymore. He only cared about the alien next door, about the bond that had grown between them through meals, shared laughter, and quiet understanding. The alien, too, noticed the tension. One evening, as they shared dinner on the small porch that had become their sanctuary, the alien's golden eyes softened. "They fear what they do not understand," he said gently, voice calm but full of wisdom. "Do not let them shake you. We have each other." Alex nodded, feeling a warmth spread through him. "We do," he replied softly. Despite the whispers and sideways glances, their connection only grew stronger. Alex realized that love wasn't easy. It wasn't always about comfort or approval. Love was about courage, about standing together even when the world didn't understand. And in the quiet moments when they were alone, cooking together, sharing stories, or simply watching the sunset, he felt a peace he had never known. But it wasn't just the fear of others that challenged him. Sometimes Alex would lie awake at night, heart heavy with doubt. Could he really spend his life with someone so different? Could love between a human and an alien survive all the challenges ahead? He knew there were no easy answers. Yet each time he remembered the golden eyes, the gentle hands, the meals made with care, he felt a quiet strength settle in his chest. One day, while walking through the neighborhood together, a group of people stopped, staring openly. One of them sneered. "This isn't normal," they said. "You don't belong together, you're different." Alex felt anger flare up, but before he could respond, the alien stepped closer, standing beside him with calm confidence. "Different is not wrong," the alien said softly but firmly. "It is choice, it is connection, it is life. We belong together." The words, simple but powerful, struck Alex like a lightning bolt. He felt his fear fade, replaced by a fierce pride. They were different, and that difference was beautiful. That difference had brought them together. That difference made their love real. From that moment on, Alex realized that the outside world could never define their relationship. They had created something unique, something stronger than fear or prejudice. And every time someone whispered or stared, it reminded him that love often required bravery. The bravery to live truthfully, fully, without hiding. That evening, back on their porch, Alex looked at the alien with a mixture of awe and gratitude. "We made it," he said quietly. "We're still here together." The alien smiled, golden eyes reflecting the last light of the sun. "Yes," he replied, "and we will face everything side by side. They cannot take this from us." Alex felt tears prick at the corners of his eyes, not from sadness, but from the depth of relief and love. They had survived judgment, whispers, and doubt, and in doing so, had discovered something stronger than anything he had ever known. The world outside might never fully understand, but within the walls of their small homes, between shared meals and quiet moments, Alex and the alien had found a love worth fighting for, and that, Alex realized with a steady heartbeat, was all that mattered. Together, they were unstoppable. After weeks of whispered doubts and the cautious eyes of the world around them, life finally settled into a quiet rhythm for Alex and the alien. The fear of judgment still lingered at the edges, but in the small moments they shared, the world outside seemed to disappear entirely. Every day brought small joys that neither of them had expected. Mornings were for laughter as they prepared meals together, their hands brushing over glowing alien ingredients and familiar Earth utensils. The alien taught Alex how to fold spices in ways that made flavors bloom, and Alex showed him how to bake simple human pastries, laughing when the alien's attempts sometimes went hilariously wrong. One afternoon, they sat on the porch sharing a glowing stew the alien had carefully prepared. The sun dipped low, painting the sky in shades of gold and pink. Alex watched the alien carefully arrange tiny floating herbs above the bowl, each one glowing softly, creating a mesmerizing pattern. "You make everything beautiful," Alex said quietly, awe in his voice. The alien's golden eyes softened, a hint of a blush coloring his pale skin. "Beauty is everywhere," he replied, "but it is stronger when shared with someone who cares." Alex felt his chest swell with warmth. It was a simple truth they had discovered together. Love didn't need grand gestures. It lived in shared laughter, in quiet conversations, in the way someone noticed the little things about you and made you feel seen. Evenings were for exploration. They wandered through the nearby forest, the alien marveling at trees and rivers, while Alex laughed at his fascination. He showed him how to skip stones across a pond and told stories of his childhood adventures. The alien listened intently, sometimes reaching out to touch the bark of a tree or the water's surface, eyes alight with wonder. They experimented with cooking together too. Human recipes met alien spices, creating meals neither of them could have imagined. Each dish was a celebration, not just of food but of connection. Alex loved watching the alien's eyes light up as he tasted something new, or the way his hand found Alex's during a shared laugh. One night, under the soft glow of alien lanterns, they danced slowly in the quiet backyard, music humming from a small device the alien had made. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't polished, but it was theirs. Alex rested his head against the alien's chest, feeling the steady heartbeat beneath his hand, a rhythm that matched his own. In these moments, all fear, doubt, and judgment faded. There was only the two of them, wrapped in a cocoon of trust and love. Alex realized that happiness wasn't found in approval or acceptance. It was found in the courage to be together, fully and without reservation. Even mundane tasks became moments of intimacy. Washing dishes together, folding laundry, or preparing breakfast, the alien's careful attention, his laughter, the way he waited for Alex's opinions, made Alex feel cherished in ways he had never imagined. Love, he realized, was not always about grand events. Sometimes it lived in the quiet consistency of care. And yet beneath all this joy, a subtle awareness lingered. Their love was extraordinary, rare, something the world might never fully accept. But that didn't matter. They had found a rhythm that was theirs, a bond built on understanding, care, and unwavering trust. As Alex lay in bed one night, the alien curled beside him, their fingers entwined. He whispered, "I never knew life could feel like this. I never knew happiness could be so simple and yet so full." The alien nuzzled his forehead gently. "It is because we share it," he murmured, "because we choose it. This us is precious." Alex smiled, closing his eyes, letting the weight of the world slip away. In that small room, in the quiet glow of the alien's presence, he understood the truth that had been growing in his heart for weeks. Love could be extraordinary, beautiful, and ordinary all at once. It was in these moments of joy that he found his home, his heart, and his future, together, with the alien who had once simply cooked him lunch. The day of their small wedding arrived quietly, yet it felt monumental. The street was calm, the sun casting golden light across their homes, and a gentle breeze whispered through the trees. Only a few friends and neighbors had come to witness, but that didn't matter. Alex and the alien had already faced the world, and today was theirs. The alien stood tall, radiant, his golden eyes reflecting a joy so deep it made Alex's chest ache. He was dressed simply, yet there was a glow about him, something otherworldly yet profoundly human in its emotion. Alex approached, feeling a flutter of nerves and excitement. His hands trembled slightly, but the moment the alien took his, the tremor vanished. "I promise," Alex said, voice steady but full of emotion, "to be with you, no matter what. To stand with you, to laugh with you, to share everything, for the rest of our lives." The alien's eyes shimmered with tears that glowed faintly in the sunlight. "And I promise," he replied, voice soft, melodic, yet full of certainty, "to love you beyond worlds, beyond fear, beyond time. To care for you, to honor you, to make every moment we share meaningful." They exchanged simple rings, the alien's gift glowing softly, the human's plain but cherished, and when their hands met, it felt as if the universe itself had paused to witness them. The world outside still held judgment, whispers and doubt, but inside that moment, there was only them. As they turned to face their small gathering, Alex noticed some neighbors nodding quietly, a few even smiling. Perhaps the courage to love, the bravery of standing together against fear had begun to ripple outward. But Alex didn't look to them. He looked only at the alien, at the being who had transformed his life, who had turned ordinary days into moments of magic, who had taught him that love was about connection, not convention. After the ceremony, they walked hand in hand through the quiet streets, sharing laughter, stories, and soft glances. The alien had prepared a small feast for the celebration, a mix of human and alien dishes, glowing and fragrant, symbolizing their union. Two worlds blended seamlessly into one. Alex marveled at the alien's care, the way every detail had been considered, every flavor crafted to create not just a meal, but an experience. "You've outdone yourself," he said, smiling, eyes shining with love. The alien chuckled softly. "We outdid ourselves, together." Evenings passed into nights of shared dreams, whispered secrets, and quiet comfort. They discovered that love wasn't just about grand moments. It was in the small things: a hand held during a storm, a smile across the kitchen, a meal prepared with thought and care. It was in the laughter that bounced between them, in the quiet understanding that even without words they knew each other's hearts. Alex often reflected on how far they had come. From a simple tray of food on a doorstep to a promise of forever, they had built something extraordinary. The alien had come into his life as a stranger, yet now he was home. And Alex in return had become the one person the alien could trust completely, the anchor in an uncertain world. Standing together under the alien aurora that lit the night sky, Alex realized a profound truth. Love was the ultimate human strength. It could defy fear, defy prejudice, defy worlds. In their courage to embrace it, they had created something beautiful, something that no judgment could touch, something that would endure beyond time. As they held each other, hearts beating in rhythm, Alex whispered, "We did it. We really did it." The alien smiled, resting his forehead against Alex's. "Yes," he said softly, "and nothing can take it from us. Ever." In that quiet moment between two hearts and two worlds, Alex understood that the impossible had become possible, that love in its purest form was stronger than fear, brighter than doubt, and more powerful than the universe itself. And together they stepped forward, hand in hand, ready to face whatever the world might bring with courage, with love, and with the unshakable certainty that they had found home in each other.